Upon initial contact with Ice-T's music, I had envisioned him to be an ill-mannered and psychologically unstable man with an extremely uneducated and barbaric frame of mind, whose raps displayed nothing but ridiculous jargon, shocking sexual audacity, and repulsive images of the ghetto. However, after further analysis of his music, I can deduce that he is the epitome of anti-disestablishment terrorism, who embodies the entire spectrum of the urban experience and struggle. But to make things more plain and simple to the layman, I find Ice-T to be the dopest, flyest, OG pimp, hustler, gangster player, hardcore motherfucker living today. To be honest, I am totally and completely on his dick.
Welcome to the Ice-T Final Level Podcast, featuring your co-host, Mick Benzo, and your host,
Ice-T.
Hey, yo, this Ice-T and Mick Benzo. This is podcast number 35.
Damn, number 35, man. Hey, the last 2 weeks ago, we had the brother Raekwon up here. I thought that shit was real. Yo,
Ray is dope.
But I learned some things about him. I thought he was always from, Staten Island. He said he was from Brooklyn. That's hot.
Ray is dope. I mean, what I found out is like these super rappers, they're all dope. They got no ego. They're just chill. And it's just a matter of fact. You see these people blowing their horn. Oh, yo, on the record, of course, you're going to say you the best.
Right.
And all that. But in real life, you just meet them. They just calm, cool, collected.
Genuine people, bro.
Just like Eminem's real cool, chill, low-key.
Genuine people.
Gets on the mic. He's a beast.
A beast, man. Hey, I actually like the album Raekwon got out, too, man. I was very impressed with it.
Fila?
Oh, that shit was hot.
Nigga is
man.
dope,
Serious, man.
I mean, like I said, man, the Wu-Tang Clan to me is just basically one of the best groups of all time. And,
Respect.
compared to, Cold Crush Brothers, one of the greatest groups of all time. But when you start to number up, like you have more than 2 and 3 and 4 members, they had 9 members. How do you even get 9 niggas on the mic on a record?
But listen, bro. I know one thing, the RZA's a motherfucker.
Yeah,
That's
he gave a lot of respect to RZA. It was RZA was the brainchild of it. And, RZA's a good friend, too. Maybe we can get him up here. He's scoring movies, directed movies with Tarantino.
Wow, that's powerful. That's powerful.
This is what players do, man.
I mean, we hope y'all enjoyed that last podcast. I just had to bring that back up because it definitely was solid, and I really enjoyed the album.
And we also want to make sure, once again, I always say, please subscribe to the podcast, wherever you're looking at it now. If you're looking at it on iTunes, if you're looking at it on Stitcher, whatever you're looking at, just hit subscribe button. That way we get the numbers. The numbers are important to us. That's what allows us to keep the podcast free. And this way you won't miss an episode, man. This is good stuff. You can sit and listen to it. I call them watch. I always say watch because
that's cool.
You can listen and watch these podcasts 3 in a row, 4 in a row, and it's beautiful. But today, I'm honored to have somebody who was really at the beginning of my career.
Mm-hmm.
He did something for me, and basically, you know how in life, if something didn't happen, this might not have happened.
Correct.
You could say, hey, something bad happened. The reason that bad happened is I wouldn't have had done that. Well, when something good happened, I was in L.A.,
mm-hmm.
and I was in a beauty parlor, and I made a record. A guy walks in, I'm rapping to these girls, and he says, you want to make a record? And I go, yeah. He took me in the studio, and I made a record called The Coldest Rap. You can hunt this down, Google it. It was on Saturn Records. Okay. The record came out. The record was not a hit. I made about $200. But this gentleman found my record. And at the time, he had a club in L.A. called The Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're going to find out what the Radio Club was. But they hunted me down because I was an L.A. rapper who had a record. He had me come to his club.
Called The Radio?
Called The Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Flashback to Grandmaster Caz's interview where I met Caz at the Radio Club, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Radio was an underground club in the MacArthur Park area. This gentleman had me come there, and I walked into that room, and it was all like punk rock kids and doctors' kids and, Beverly Hills kids, all kinds of people you wouldn't expect in a hip-hop club. This was the first hip-hop club in L.A. I went on the stage. They knew every word to my record. I started to come back there, and really that's where Ice-T got his foot out of the streets.
So you're saying that's where Africa Islam, the Prince of Charm,
I met Africa Islam
correct,
here.
Right?
Today we have the owner of that club. They call him in the streets Super AJ. I know him as Alex Jordanov. He's had some crazy experiences since I saw him last. We just had dinner the other night. It's been how many years, Alex?
Like 30.
30 years.
I want to say that's
years.
how powerful this podcast is. Here's a gentleman that you haven't seen in 30 years or had a club called The Radio in Los Angeles, California, and actually got a hold of you because of this fucking podcast, man.
Not really.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. You ain't going to take the credit away from this, man.
No. He didn't never even know we had a podcast. Alex came to New York and he called George and he said, I'm trying to find Ice because he's working on a film. And when I told him, I said, yo, Alex, we talked you up the other day on Kaz. You know how you be talking about somebody and you make them appear? We talk Alex up.
Wow.
So I had AJ listen to the podcast. You listen to the podcast with Kaz.
Yeah, I listened to it.
And I said, hey, in Europe. Yeah.
They sent me the link. I listened to it.
Oh, my
Europe.
God, man.
But
We're
this
in
is
Europe, baby.
Yeah, this is one of the coolest motherfuckers in the world. I like to welcome and thank Super AJ for joining us on the podcast.
Thank you for having me. There's some moments in life. I was thinking that the other day. I was telling you that the other day. That are really powerful. They might last a year. They might last 10 years. They might last a month. But they make who you are. And this is what happened. I haven't seen him in 30 years. Today I walk in and the vibe is the same. It has not changed. It's like I know him like
it was just a
yesterday.
nanosecond.
Like, let me show you the dog. Let me show you this. Like it's like there's no little ooh how you been. It's like let me show you my dog. Let me show you. It's like I left him yesterday, the way it was like back then, 30 years ago.
Yeah, and the thing about Alex is that we're gonna get into your interview and break down what happened, but there was no hip hop in L.A., Mickey.
Okay.
New York you guys had real hip hop. We had a techno sound. We had Egyptian Lover. We had L.A. Dream Team. In this particular club, Grand Mixer DST performed.
Oh, snap. At the Radio in Los Angeles, California.
Africa Bambaataa.
4 turntables at once. That's when he was doing Herbie Hancock. He was spinning
Rocket.
4.
Right.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. Africa Islam, Soul Sonic Force, a Cold Crush Brothers. Did you ever have Spoonie G in there? Nah.
No. We had Easy
E back
Wow.
I don't know.
Madonna.
That's
Wow.
That's what.
Yeah.
He let us sing.
Dig this. I mean, we're going to go into the interview, but this is how far me and AJ go back so people will understand who the guest is. We were in the club, and because I started to come every week, they allowed me to kind of be like the stage host MC. So I was the MC of the night. If you wanted to rap, you had to prove to me you could rap, right? And then what I would do is like, I never heard of you before. Mick Benzo, you want to rap? You go down, you audition to me. Then I'd say, okay, now his helicopter just landed in the parking lot, just in from Bronx, New York. We give you an intro like you was somebody, right?
Hi.
And then you'd either sink or swim.
Sink or swim.
So one night, me and him are there, and this white girl shows up. She got a single, and she wants to sing. And I'm like, no singers, really. We had rappers, right? Mm-hmm. They're like, what's her name? They say her name's Madonna. I ain't never heard of fucking Madonna. I'm like, Madonna who?
Well, we heard it because she was at Studio 54.
But I haven't heard of her. We're in L.A., so I don't know who the fuck Madonna is. So I'm like, okay. So we take her downstairs, and she's there, and she's just a young artist, like with a single. And she goes, my record's called Sexual Attraction, Physical Attraction, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, you got a record, you must be good. You can go on after Ja Dub. Like we had a rapper named Ja Dub, it's a brother from Beverly Hills. We're like, I'm Ja Dub on the microphone. Right?
This is old classic hip
hop. Am I lying out?
No. Ja Dub was Ja Dub. He was this white son of a producer living in a big Bel Air home. He wanted to be a rapper, and he had this kind of like Bel Air rhymes, right?
Yeah.
We let him Let him hang on the stage.
He rocked.
Right.
So after J-Dub went off, we let Madonna perform. So I'm standing on the stage. At the time, I had a girlfriend at the time, right? Madonna starts touching on my chest. She's sexual attraction, a physical reaction. And my girl was like getting jealous. I'm like, yo, this girl's doing her fucking show. But I'm like, wow, Madonna, right? And lo and behold, Madonna turns out to be the biggest star in the history of the world. We actually were signed on the same label, Sire, but we also, who else came there? Malcolm McLaren.
Prince, Michael Jackson,
Bono.
And the club called Radio in Los Angeles. Prince was in your club.
All the time.
Everybody.
Michael Jackson was in your club.
Yes.
Michael Jackson came to get the dancers.
Well, where the
Thriller.
fuck I was at?
Where do you think Michael Jackson learned how to
Where do you think
moonwalk?
this like Sugar Pop and all these guys came from? He came like, hi.
I can actually show you to track the movement with Michael Jackson hooked up. Michael Jackson, I don't want to go into. Well, anyway,
all right.
My buddy used to date Janet Jackson. His name was Renee. He was a popper, a break dancer from our club. Michael found him to teach him how to break dance and pop, and he met Janet and ended up dating Janet. It was all happening at that time, and the movie Breaking ended up coming from there. We're going to talk about that in your interview. But we're just honored to have Super AJ, one of the guys who had a part in really giving me a break. He was the first person that booked me and let me know that, hey, there's something else I could do other than the streets. And he has incredible stories that have happened in the past 30 years, like getting kidnapped by Al-Qaeda.
Why don't we wait to do that with the interview?
Wait a minute, let me just tell you some of the stuff coming up. He got kidnapped by Al-Qaeda, and also he bought a nuclear bomb. All right, so that's coming
all right. Did you hear that?
This is the type of guy I fuck around with. So, Alex, you ready to do this podcast?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Okay. Welcome to Final Level Podcast number 35, and this is news. Now, we got to explain to you that this podcast is done a couple of weeks prior to what you're hearing, so some of the news we might comment on have already passed. But the current news we're dealing with right now is the earthquake in Nepal. And last thing they said it was 2,300 people died.
2,300 people in an earthquake. And you said it was on the Richter scale of what? Like
7.9.
Damn.
7.9.
Damn.
And, you know, I'm from California, and I've dealt with earthquakes. You ever been in an earthquake, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, he's from L.A.
25 years in L.A. That's like maybe 4 earthquakes.
He's in L.A.
Did you hear what he said?
It's like,
when you live in L.A. by 25 years, that's 4 earthquakes.
like 4 earthquakes anyway.
I remember one time I was in an earthquake, and I was living in Hollywood Hills, and I was sitting on my bed, and this whole room started moving. I just felt like my house might slide off the side of the hill, but I'm like, well, at least I'm on a mattress, so I'm going to ride.
Once again, that's like when I was in L.A. when you brought me out like May 15, 1989. It was an earthquake. I thought it was a tractor-trailer riding by the hotel because everything just started shaking.
Yeah.
But that was an earthquake that I wasn't aware of.
It's not a laughing matter, you know, and when you're dealing with someplace like Nepal or you're dealing with someplace, you know, especially where the buildings may not be built as strong as they are here in the United States, a little shake and those buildings go down.
Yeah.
You know, and they got brick and mortar over there and they're trying to live in. Our hearts go out to anybody who might have a family member over there. You probably, one person from Nepal is probably listening to this podcast.
Yeah, well, I'll accept that.
And we're sending out our love and our respect to anybody that, you know, anybody's ever had anybody that they lost in a natural disaster and stuff. But, you know, that's the big news today, and it's a serious point. And on this podcast, we make a lot of jokes. But this is serious.
Our condolences go out to anyone that lost anyone.
And that was news. This is our Final Level Podcast number
35, baby.
And this is
It's
sports. You know what I watch a lot, Alex? People don't think I should, but I like Formula One racing. Do you follow that?
I do.
Well, I don't.
I used to follow it. It became so predictable lately that it's sort of watch it once in a while. I mean,
you used to watch it when Schumacher was running.
Yeah, all these guys, Alan Prost, Schumacher, Senna, Ayrton Senna.
Yeah,
remember him?
Yeah.
He was like a crazy Brazilian champion.
Absolutely, and I've been following, Formula One and IndyCar racing. I don't do NASCAR that much, but I mean, why wouldn't a motherfucker like me, who's a car freak, like fast cars? So anytime I post something about Formula One, somebody always comes in and says, "You like Formula One?" Like, that's the most racist shit in the world. Like, why can't I like Formula One? And my friend, a good friend of mine, happens to be the world champion, Lewis Hamilton.
No way.
Yeah.
Really?
I met Lewis Hamilton in L.A. with my buddy Klaus, crazy German who runs CEC Motoring. And I actually rode in a car with Lewis Hamilton through the streets.
A Formula One car?
Nah, in a Porsche, a sick ass.
Did he drive it like he was on a racetrack, or just drive normally?
When he drives normally, you're holding your fucking butt cheeks together because this little motherfucker boosts. And hey, Lewis Hamilton is black, so imagine that. You'd have a black kid who's the world champion of Formula One, which is a very, can I say, snooty sport. It's upscale. Like if IndyCar is a Timex, Formula One is a Patty Philippe. It's the most high end.
It's a Rolex.
Yeah.
Baby.
It's a race about. It's a technology race, really.
It's a technology.
I mean,
but the
like
technology is set by the driver.
No, it's funny, bro. It's funny that you say that, Ice. That people think it's very snooty to watch car races. It's like I like watching the Kentucky Derby.
Right, horse racing.
I like horse races, and I don't see why people don't like things that are different, and they just stay so stigmatized on one thing. They rather watch just
Stigmatized.
Yeah, that's it.
A mictionary.
Mictionary. That's my mictionary. That goes in my dictionary. No, but I'm saying, but why they, focus on one sport that they only look at, like you say, maybe baseball, basketball. Get out of that.
Like what you like.
There's other things that are in the world that you can pay attention to, and you might grasp to liking it.
So this year, Lewis has come out the motherfucking box winning. He's on running. Vettel got a chance. He won in Malaysia, but Lewis won in China. Then he just won in Bahrain, and he is a motherfucker. He's racing for Mercedes this year, and I didn't think Sebastian Vettel could be beat. Like 2 seasons ago, he was racing with Red Bull. I just did not think anyone could ever pass Red Bull. Now Red Bull doesn't even seem like they're in the game. I even heard Red Bull was saying they might drop out of it.
Why would they drop out of it?
It would cost a lot of money.
Funding.
You know how much it costs to keep a Formula One car? Somebody said almost $1 billion a year.
True.
Serious?
Did I say snooty? Do you want me to read? Want me to understand what snooty means? Money.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not a game. It's super high end, and the cars are ridiculous. But I want to send a shout out to Lewis Hamilton, world champion. Hopefully he'll win it 2 years in a row. Rosberg, all those guys that are out there rolling, good luck. You know what I'm saying? He used to roll for McLaren, but he's still the man, and I'm lucky enough to know the dude. Also, my man Marco Andretti, who's over there in IndyCar.
Yeah, I like that guy. I know him. I met him with Ice.
Marco, you would never know this dude is a racer, and he's still over there trying to get on a podium this year. He's been coming out. He won second at the Indy 500. But, I watch IndyCar. I got the shit in my DVR.
You know what, Ice? There's a guy like to nominate. Maybe he should get into that. One of your friends, man. Seth Rose should be doing that.
Seth should be racing.
Seth should be racing, man.
I wish I could race. I love that shit, And it's just something I follow. And, you know what I'm saying? I like offshore boat racing. I like that shit too. If you ever seen them, they race through Miami. That shit is crazy. And people are like, well, black people don't like offshore boat. I'm like, motherfucker, don't tell me what I like, nigga. You don't know what I like. I like fly shit. I'm like Raekwon, Fila, fly lifestyles.
Wu-Tang.
International. That's my Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang.
Have you been in a Formula One trailer? See what happens in there? These people have a sensor on every square inch of the car. They know exactly what's going at every microsecond of the race. That is the most high-tech sport there is.
I was in the McLaren pits, and there was a dude with a machine, and he was touching the carbon fiber and sending sound waves through the carbon fiber looking for a hairline fracture. That's the kind of shit
That's crazy.
The steering wheel that comes off, they say it's worth $200,000-$300,000. It's the steering wheel.
The race is almost anecdotal to Mictionary here a little bit, but
Yeah, Mictionary. See, everybody has a
Anecdotal,
Mictionary.
Alex.
Love it, love it, love it, love
the
it.
thing is, it's a high tech race, but to get the car to where it is, that Mercedes he's driving.
So how it costs $1 billion though?
Well,
The car doesn't cost a
No,
damn
because
thing.
listen, did you just hear what one race was in Bahrain, one race was in Malaysia, one race is in China. Then they're gonna race, they don't even race, they only race in one race in the United States in Texas. Then they're gonna be in Abu Dhabi.
Okay.
Then they traveling. Now you gotta take the cars. The cars fly on their own private jets. And the drivers are in their own private jets. Dude, this is first class balling.
All right.
Right? And the technology, it's just $1 billion game. You ain't
The
Joe
stuff
Blow,
you see on those cars today, you'll see it in the everyday car like 5, 6, 7 years from now.
Yeah, Formula One is
advanced.
All the new shit is on those.
Let me tell you a fly Formula One story. I went to the Formula One race in Montreal with a gentleman that will leave his name out of it, right?
Right.
A friend of a friend.
A lot of straightaways, fast.
Let me tell you what this dude does. He flew everybody in his party up there in a private jet.
How many people?
100 people.
Damn.
Then he bought a hotel. He leased the whole hotel, so only his friends were in the hotel.
Damn.
Then he rented out the best restaurant in town and had all of us eat.
This shit make no sense.
Then he bought all of his tickets, had our own area at the Formula One race. The wallet I have that I carry, he gave us the wallet. This is what this player did just to make sure his friends had fun at Formula One. This is the I shouldn't say his name. I won't say his name.
No, don't say the name. No.
No. Just a
He's
player.
not even known
Because
he doesn't even own a team.
Listen. You don't want what happened to AJ to him. Remember, AJ was kidnapped.
Listen,
we don't need that.
Let me tell you, Eric, I got people on the sideline. This is the player level. He had a Richard Mille watch on, right? The watches cost $1 million, $500,000. So I tell him, I say, nice watch. I say, that watch is worth a house. He said, a condo. So this is a baller, right? But this is the level of people that go to Formula One races.
Right.
I was just in his world for 1 minute.
Damn.
The dude flew us in a private jet, put us in his own hotel, took us to the best restaurants, gave us all tickets. The tickets to the Formula One was like a G. We were sitting, that was just what he felt like doing for his friends.
It's like the fight next week, but every week for like whole season.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure 100 of my friends go to the fight.
You gonna fly them all in?
And buy
private jet?
All of them from
You're just
separate
gonna go to
places.
MGM. You're gonna take the MGM Grand, just go ahead and buy it all out. Don't let nobody else in there but your friends.
Nah, it wasn't a big hotel. It was a small boutique hotel, but no one was in it but us.
It was a Crown.
Hey, look, enough balling. And for the record show, that was not my money. This was a dude I was with. I was just sitting there like, can I have a glass of water? Right. I was happy to be down.
Can I get some French fries?
Formula One. I had a great time. God bless Lewis Hamilton. Hopefully you'll win another world champion. And don't say black people and hood motherfuckers don't watch Formula One or Indy racing. Mm-hmm. That's racist.
And that's
wait a minute. That's a pun. Ooh. Don't say we don't like racing, because that's racist.
That's racist.
And that was sports. Yo, this is podcast number 35, and this is TV. AJ, you watch anything on TV?
You Better Call Saul. I like that show.
You live in France.
Yeah.
So, do you watch French TV or you watch?
No, man. We got like 4G phones, and we can download any show, stream any show we want.
That's good. I mean, I've been checking out
Scandal.
Oh, you like that too?
Oh, I love Scandal.
My wife loves that.
Love Scandal.
My wife loves
what you like
that
about
show.
Scandal?
All the chicks love Scandal. Man, you be talking to a chick, Scandal comes on, that's it. They shut you down. That's it.
Yeah.
What's Scandal
French
about?
chicks, American chicks, whatever chicks.
Scandal's on.
Scandal comes on.
shut
That's
down.
it. You're out.
That's it.
You're
Your
out.
ass
Forget
out.
it.
So Scandal is about the president having an affair?
Nah, not
Scandal,
really.
no,
It's really like the female Olivia, right? Olivia Pope is a political fixer. So anything that takes place that has scandal, she can get it fixed so it doesn't actually hit all the press and make you look bad. I think she's messing with the president, though.
In the show, she's sort of messing with the president.
What do you mean,
Sort of.
how's that
Sort of. Well, she never went. They've had a thing before, but as the show goes on, she's never really went down.
No intimate.
No.
She never gave him head in the Oval Office.
No.
Oh, she didn't do it. She didn't do it. She didn't do that. She didn't get no. She didn't get no DNA.
They
on
let
her.
you know that she had done it in the past,
Right.
but
So she did. She did
and
get
he's
some
like
DNA
chasing
in her.
her and chasing
She
her,
got some
chasing her,
DNA in
trying
her.
to get her.
She didn't blow him in the Oval Office.
He's trying to kiss her. That. He's trying to say.
I could have
But
saved
Scandal's
Bill
good.
Clinton. I could have
Scandal's
saved
good.
Bill Clinton some trouble with that. There's a rule of thumb. Girls do not star fuck to keep it a secret. If you're a star and a girl is about to give you some pussy or suck your dick before you macked her down or took her out, she's doing that to tell people. You know what I'm saying, Mickey? A girl ain't gonna star fuck you and not tell somebody. She gonna tell her sister. She gonna tell somebody who got Twitter. And
She
you
gonna tell.
be on-
She gonna snitch. She gonna snitch.
So remember that, people.
Yeah.
People do not star fuck to keep it a secret. And Clinton should have known that.
But that was the presidente, man. I mean, listen, he's the boss, man. You like a job, you give me a little head. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's crazy. What about Sal?
Better Call Saul. That's sort of a spin-off of Breaking Bad. Remember
Breaking
the
Bad,
lawyer?
one of the greatest
You're watching Breaking Bad, right?
TV shows
All
of
right.
all time.
Remember the lawyer?
Yeah.
Saul.
Saul. He's a motherfucker.
Well, that funky office with the Statue of Liberty, the funky secretary
At the
that
strip
greets you.
mall. At the strip
Yeah,
mall.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Well, that's the story of that same guy, but like years before he became the mob's lawyer or the crazy
Right.
Mexican dealer's lawyer.
Right.
He's like, that's his story 10, 20 years before that.
Alex,
As he's becoming like the crooked, corrupted, underhanded.
this is all we care about. Our podcast listeners really listen to what we say. Is it approved? Should they watch it?
24/7.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
you
what's
like it
up.
like that.
That's what's up.
I can't let this get away because I got to speak on this. We're talking about scandal and watching those kind of programs that the president is, soliciting with one of the females and this and that. But we're gonna have a lady president in a minute.
Yeah, that's
We are
quite
gonna
possible.
have a lady president in a minute.
Yeah, if Hillary decides to run.
She is going to win.
She's running.
She is going
I don't know if
to
she
win.
officially said it.
Yes,
She's running?
she is
She's
going
running.
to win. I just want to put that out there for the record.
I
already
Listen,
said-
you know why? Because enough of the male presidents getting that head, the men got to start eating too now.
The men got to start eating. Lord have mercy, Mickey. Craig.
I just want to put it out there. I hope Elizabeth Warren runs as well.
Okay, Elizabeth Warren.
Senator Warren, yeah, but obviously,
What if she runs as the vice president? Wouldn't that be dope? 2 women. I'm like this. When Hillary,
I don't think they see eye to eye.
when Hillary didn't win,
Mm-hmm.
I thought she did the flyest thing. She just fell back. She played her position
And went and worked with
Went and
him.
did Secretary of
And
State.
worked with the president.
Helped Barack Obama. Now
Yes.
she will be endorsed by Barack Obama.
Correct.
I believe she can win. And I listen to the Republicans, and I can't even ID with these cats. The one guy from Texas is crazy, and they're talking about we're not gonna let them take away our guns. I'm like,
Yeah,
is this
I
motherfucker
really believe.
on that?
I really believe she's gonna win. I think we're going to finally have a female president. I just want to put that out there.
I believe you, Mickey, and I don't have any problem with it. I think that she's been in the White House for about 20 years already.
Imagine, the husband was a president. Now she becomes.
That's what I mean. She's been in the White House.
Yeah, that's dynamite.
It ain't new. She's not. She understands foreign policy.
I love it.
It's like a 2-king monarchy between the Bush and the Clintons. That's like,
I love it.
I think a Bush is trying to run too, right?
You mean Jeb?
Not the crazy one.
Yeah, well, that's
Is a
Jeb.
Bush trying to run?
Yeah, Jeb.
Lord have mercy.
Well, guess
Enough of the
what?
Bushes.
Hillary, I'm with you, baby.
Yeah. And that was TV. This is Final Level Podcast number 35, and this is film. Alex, you watched any movies recently?
I watched this incredible film in a mall in Bulgaria.
Oh, shit. See, that's why we got...
See, this is international
Super
talking.
AJ, we need you to help us with the international...
This is international talking, man.
I forgot the name of it.
Oh,
It's an American film.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a guy that's in prison. And he's like a super hacker. There's this disaster with a nuclear plant in China. Somebody like really hacked the systems, and they get him out of prison. He goes out there like help the Chinese. And there's a lot of like chasing and shooting and
It might have been,
what is it like?
It might have been the movie. They did a hacker movie recently. I think I know which one it was. I think I saw the trailer, but I don't know the name.
It just came out like a month ago.
Yeah, well, I know the listeners know what movie it is, but it was dope.
Oh, so that thing was like awesome.
Yeah, it might have been, I don't know how we'll even find it. Do you know any of the stars?
I know Michael Mann directed
Michael Mann
it.
directed it?
Michael Mann
So
directed.
you know that thing is like
Yeah, he's sick.
That's big.
Shining.
That's big. That's big.
You know, me and Coco recently, we might be the last people on earth to watch American Sniper. Because
You finally just seen it, you're trying to say.
we didn't go to the theater. We got it on Apple TV. You know, Apple TV pulls up all kinds of movies and stuff. And we went to get it, and it said you had to order it. It wasn't available.
Right.
So every night we were checking to find out when it was up, and the other night it came up. American Sniper was interesting to me because I'm in the military. I was a Ranger. I understand. I like the part when he went through the SEAL training. I understand it. But the movie really was more about PTSD. It was more about him coming back home and dealing with the war.
Correct. And wasn't in the war no more, you saying?
Well, it kept flashing backwards and
Okay.
forwards. It wasn't the action movie that you might expect with the term American Sniper. It has action moments, but it continuously flashes back. Personally, I liked Hurt Locker better.
Better than Sniper?
I like Hurt Locker, which was about the guy going to pick out the bombs, the IEDs, and the improvised explosive devices. He had a big ass fucking suit on with a collar as he was doing all that shit. That kept you all the time in Iraq. You were there.
Okay.
This keeps flashing back. So every moment I feel like I'm there, they would flash back to him at home.
Right.
And he was tweaking a little bit. The true story of American Sniper is cold because
it's a true story too.
Yeah, at the end of the day, he ended up getting killed by a guy that he was taking out to learn how to, like on some kind of therapy, sniping, training, shooting shit. So after he makes it out of the war, he goes off, he's with people, and some guy kills him and his friend.
Wow.
Like a dude snaps.
This was a real
story.
Real story.
I think that Bradley Cooper did an incredible job because he ain't playing fly Bradley Cooper. He's playing like Bradley Cooper from Texas, and he kind of has an odd vibe to him, which isn't the Bradley Cooper you're used to. I think that was dope, but
some people call it a patriotic movie. I don't think so. I think it was just a human story. Just a guy that went there, did his job, cold-blooded killer.
Yeah,
really good.
He was hunting this other sniper. There was another sniper that was out there.
I might want to see that. That sounds.
Oh, you want to see
the other
it?
sniper was just as good as him. It's a true story.
Yeah.
Bradley Cooper, the real Bradley Cooper, just happened to kill him at the end. But,
Yeah, it's a good. It's good.
It's a super Iraqi sniper out there that
Right.
Yeah,
That's
rivalry. Actually.
It's good. But I like the Brad Pitt. Well, I'm a Brad Pitt fan, but what was the movie we saw with Brad Pitt, Coco, on the tanks? Fury. Now, I like that movie. That movie was hard body. They was in the tank, and they was rolling around, and Brad was the leader of a tank commander. But I advise people to see American Sniper. Probably everybody has seen it. But for me, I like Fury and Hurt Locker better.
right. But you still recommend Sniper.
Yeah, and if you want to see training, just watch G.I. Jane. That was like the best movie of showing what Navy SEAL training or anything is like. That's it. That was a good movie. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Snipers are interesting because they know they killed somebody. You know, whereas when you're like on a fire team and we're out there and you know, like they say, you praying and spraying and, you know, you're in a firefight, you might not ever see where that bullet lands. You follow me?
Right.
You know, you going
Sniper
out.
Sniper job is to get his target.
It's very intimate.
Get his target.
No, it's very intimate. You see the person. It's just you and them. At some points in movies, it's a kid with a grenade.
Wow.
You got to put them, you got to lay that crosshair on them, and you got to squeeze that trigger. So that's a personal thing, you and that person. And this guy had the most kills, and it started to fuck with his head, you know?
I mean, I guess after a while, killing people will fuck with your head, bro.
War will fuck with your head. War will fuck with your head. Very few people have ever even been in a real serious fight with a friend, even a punching fight. The theory that you can go out and take lives and come back and be normal.
It works on you. It'll get to you.
Oh, definitely.
Eventually it will.
It's also different if you're killing a guy that you, say somebody comes and tries to rob your house and you kill somebody, whatever, that person is doing something physically to you. In a war, these are strangers. These are people you don't know. They're just the enemy, and you have to also connect to the politics of why you're in this war. It's a lot of...
religion.
Or their religion.
These days. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So part of being in the military, first they have to vilify the enemy. They have to make you dislike him and turn him into a tango or a target.
That's crazy, man.
It's deep.
It is, to be honest. That's crazy.
It's heavy. So, you know, American Sniper, check it out. I say it's approved. I wasn't as blown away by it. If you want some real hardcore stuff, I liked Hurt Locker. That was my shit. That I felt like I was disarming them motherfucking bombs.
You a mess.
That shit had me nervous. That had me. But there's one part in American Sniper where they're having this shootout and it's a sandstorm. And I don't know if it really was a sandstorm or they were just running out of money and they just said, let's just make this into a sandstorm where you can get away. They did that. They did that in a Tom Cruise movie in one of the Mission Impossibles. They were in Dubai, and all of a sudden that sandstorm came.
Yeah, he was on that tower.
I was like, is this really a sandstorm? Or
No,
they
they
just running out of
sandstorm.
money? Yeah, I like trying to get away.
But I
with
do
it.
like Mission Impossible the original. We just watched that a couple of days ago, and I was in your trailer. That was nice.
But see, I know from making movies that we could have a big shootout plan, and we like, you know what? Turn out the lights, and let's just have the shootout happen in the dark, and we'll just have the flash just going, I'm hit, oh shit, oh, blah, and that way we can save some money. So I don't know.
Well,
American Sniper, was y'all trying to save money with that sandstorm?
They did that in New Jack City with you. Wasn't you supposed to have a car chase instead of a run on your foot?
Yeah, it started off as a car chase. I ended up running my ass all the way through Manhattan. Well, the car just turned into a bike. That's how you do a cheap movie. You're doing a movie and it says you crossed the river, right? And then we ran out of money. So then what they do right before you walk in the room, they hit you with a bucket of water, and you walk in and you go, damn, that river was a motherfucker. God damn, I'm tired. And that was you crossing the river. And that was films. All right. It's podcast number 35 in the building. Somebody who really had a lot to do with making Ice-T come to life.
From Los Angeles, California.
Super AJ, the owner of the club Radio. And you're in the building, man. It's time to talk to you.
Here, right here in Jersey.
Now,
looking at the city on the other side.
Looking at the view, baby. So what people don't know is they heard of the club, the Radio Tron, Mickey. And that was the club they had in the movie Breaking.
Right, that's right.
The radio was where they found us. They walked into the radio and they said, we want to use you. We're going to use Boogaloo Shrimp. We're going to use the glove. Would you guys like to be in a movie? But they didn't want to pay AJ. They were cheap. So let's start from there, AJ. So
they said Radio Tron and not radio.
No, they said, we want to come in, we want to use all the dancers, all the rappers. We want you to do what you do every week to pack that club. And I said, okay, fine, no problem. But hey, how about helping us a little bit?
Give us some money.
Give us some money.
So this is almost
they
similar,
were so cheap.
Right. This is like a Crush Groove when they used the Fever, but they actually used Sal Avataro and the Fever. They didn't want to use AJ's club or even AJ in it.
They took the name. They changed the Fever to
they used the
favor.
club.
The flavor.
Foul. That's foul.
Yeah, they took the club. They took everybody in it. They took the walls. They took the whole thing. They just did not want to kick back a little bit of cash, and so to save some money, they called it the Radio Tron.
That's
a company called Canon. Doesn't exist anymore.
Canon Films. So that's the horror story. But what made you decide to open the radio? I mean, you're Bulgarian by way of France, by way of New York, right?
By way of L.A.
Right.
Really, New York was never really.
Oh, you never stopped in New York?
No, not really.
So it was Bulgaria, France, L.A.
That's right.
What made you decide to open up a hip hop club?
Actually, I came to New York and I met this guy's Futura 2000,
Come on.
Fab Five Freddy,
Wow.
Bernard Zachary. And they took me to this place called Negril on 2nd Avenue.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that one?
It still exists. It still exists.
And from the Negril, it went down to the Roxy and this.
That's
and
18th
that.
Street. That's where hip hop was,
That skating ring on the west side.
Yes, sir.
And then I went back to LA and I was like, there has to be an equivalent. And there wasn't.
That's
So-
because hip hop was only in one circle. It was only here. We didn't realize it was other states. You brought it to a great state. And that's the cousin of hip hop, Los Angeles, California.
Los Angeles had a different dancing.
We were lock popping like
Yeah.
they were, but you guys had more lock popping and we had a lot more on the floor.
That's right.
Not lock popping, pop locking. Mictionary.
Mictionary, lock popping.
Pop locking. So you said there's nothing similar.
No.
So how did you go about starting the club?
Well, we had no money, obviously.
Obviously.
So we went to see that crazy guy. I don't know if you remember him, the guy that run the place, that old theater that was like more or less abandoned.
Right.
And so we told him, look, man, we're going to bring some people in, this and that, and we'll pay you later.
That's very hip hop.
So you was on some Popeye shit. Give me a sandwich.
Yeah, give us the spot.
As
soon as the
Tuesday.
Gladly pay you Tuesday.
No, we'll pay you that night. As soon as the people come in,
We'll pay you that night.
we'll pay you that night. It was like $400.
Right.
Wow.
We opened. You weren't there the first night because you came the second night.
Was I there the second night?
Yeah, the second night.
I
The
didn't
first
even know
night
that.
we
I
did-
thought it was up and running.
Damn.
Oh, it was that early. And first night we had Grandmaster Flash, Grand Mixer DST, DJs. B-side was this white girl that was singing on Freddie's record, our first record that came out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And at midnight, there was no one. It was empty. It was like not a soul. The guy was wanting his money, and he was getting all grumpy. And he was a little, like one of those meth heads or whatever. Remember that guy? He was kind of a
I don't remember him, but he was a
this
meth head.
big guy from like, I don't know, half cowboy, half meth pipe smoking.
Half and half.
Before meth became popular, he was
Yeah,
smoking meth.
he was funky, and yeah. But at one, it
So
was
wait, the
packed.
first night you said
No,
there was
no,
nobody there.
Listen. Midnight,
Nobody
No
was there.
it was empty.
Okay.
1
One-
o'clock, packed
Oh shit.
until we had to close for police reasons, really. Yeah.
Wow.
Like a year.
It just
and
stormed
some
in like
later.
ants. Just came in the joint.
I don't know.
How did the word get out?
To this day, I don't know, man. We had flyers, this, that. We had a little write-up because we had brought Flash out. The only guy that was sort of known because of the message. No one knew who Grand Mixer DST was. I don't even know.
It costs a lot to get Flash to do it?
No, Flash happened to be there, so it was like...
Damn, that was good timing. Good timing.
So I got this little record out in L.A., and I was signed to a record. Well, I didn't sign, but I had a record with Saturn. And tell them the story about how you found me when you called.
So the week 2, we had to get somebody.
Right.
And so I went driving down Crenshaw and stopped at the first record store. Started flipping through records. There's no rap records, none.
Wow.
No, I mean there's Curtis Blow back then.
No West Coast rapper yet.
No. And I see this little
because your money was short,
like
so you needed something from in the West Coast.
Yeah, we're not gonna fly. We borrowed money to open the damn thing, so we're definitely not gonna fly people out of New York. Besides, there were not that many in New York either.
Right.
Like D-Train and what was it, like Bambaataa? That was it. GST. Cold Crush. That was not
right.
either.
You can't afford it. Okay, so you're going through the records.
Go through the records. They see this record. There's this little blue label. So it's like Ice-T. What the fuck is Ice-T?
Ice-T, who the fuck is Ice-T?
He call that thing. It's like there's a number around that little label. I'm like calling the number, and he picks up the phone. As I'm looking for Ice-T, is this Saturn? Was it Saturn Records?
Now tell me how grimy is that? Y'all, please check it out. I'm a player. I'm always clean. I rode Mercedes Benz when I was 17. From the womb to the tomb, I run my game. I'm cold as ice, and I show no shame. Ladies say that I'm heaven sent. Close, I got more money than the U.S. Mint. I ride ragtop road with rocks on my hand. Maseratis and Mercedes Benz. I have an ocean line, private jet. Bel Air bookies place my bets. I own island off the coast of France, and I wear designer shirts and pants. When I was brought into this world, my mama never asked I was a boy or girl. Plus I rolled over to her and gave her a kiss. She said, "Yo, daddy don't rock me like this." When the doctor put me on the behind, I broke on down with a funky rhyme. The nurses said I was awfully cute when I played at the joint in a three-piece suit. Y'all, please check it out. I'm a player. I'm always clean. I rode Mercedes Benz when I was 17. From the womb to the tomb, I run my game. 'Cause I'm cold as ice, and I show no shame. By hand, I said, "Come with me." We drove off in my bitch. She said to me, I took her to dinner, I took her to the show, I took her to the studio because she begged me to go. We got to the room, the man asked for long snacks, so she shook herself and broke herself and came up with the gas. Went to the door, I didn't cut no slack. I had her on the floor, on her stomach, on her back. I had her on the wall, on the hall, and on her knee. I put her in the hot tub and the water started freezing. I took her out the hot tub and I put her on the floor. Said, "Ooh, Ice-T, I can't take no more." I put her in the bed and then she looked up in the mirror, screamed so loud I think the East Coast could hear. I rolled on my back, I
put her on the top. She said, ooh, Ice T, it is ever style. I said, no, the freaking had just begun. We hit 50 more positions before I got done. When we got finished, it was no longer dark. We had rocked so hard, made it snooty fox bark. Then she rolled over to me, she looked me in my eye and said these words to my surprise. You know, I tried to catch you cause I knew I could. I came here with you cause I thought I should. I tried to freak you cause I felt I could. But ooh, baby, you sure I could. She said, baby, you one hell of a man. Ain't no better ride in Disneyland. Now to all y'all ladies who think you fly and can't outfit the average guy, don't ever come venturing through my door. I have you begging to stop while you're screaming for more. Y'all, please check it out. All the ladies in the house, come check it out. Cause I'm a player with G's on every hand. So deeply in pocket, I control the man. But we all know how I earn my pay. Cause you don't wanna work. You got to play.
I'm like, yo, what's that? They're like, you
Ice T.
You Ice T. I'm like, yeah. They say, we got a club, downtown radio. We like you to come and perform.
How much you got paid for that?
Nothing. I didn't care.
Okay, right.
Like,
you still exposing
I was
yourself.
like, that was my first gig ever. Nobody had called me to perform on that record. I've been performing around town, at parties and shit.
Right.
But this was like off of that record, somebody really wanted me. So I showed up. And at the time, I'm hustling hard.
With a red cape.
Yeah, I got
first night he came up with a red cape.
Red cape.
It was like Superman showed up.
I come up with some pimp shit. I got a Porsche outside. I got beepers on. We're hustling. We're stealing like a motherfucker. So I said, fuck it, I'm coming in that motherfucker fly. I had a cape.
He's cool keeping them out, baby.
I'm like, whatever is needed. I wanted to be grand. I was on some James Brown cape shit. So we got off in there, and I performed, and it was just so cool to be in front of a packed audience that was really appreciating what I was doing.
They actually knew your song, though. They knew your song.
They knew my song. They knew the words. They was rocking with me. And I wanted that. I needed a place to perform. So I started to come back every week. Alex kind of just let me kind of be there.
He took over. He just took over. That was his place.
Yeah.
I was like, my joint.
You want to talk
and he kept
to me?
bringing people. Whatever happened to Lil Ray Mack? Remember him?
I brought Ray Mack up in there. I brought everybody because there was kids in the hood.
So how did Islam catch you in radio? I mean, I know he was doing the Budweiser tour. I know how he did.
How did you end up with Islam there?
Well, he was with Bombarda and came out and was staying at my house. And I said, well, you come on down to the club. And at the club, there was Ice, like a pretty much running everything.
The house MC.
Mm-hmm. And there was this DJ called The Glove that he was actually the sound guy. And he was trying the equipment. He was really good at it. And he only had one glove. He had lost the other one.
So AJ said, we need a DJ, a house DJ.
So what's you be the glove, man. You only got one glove. He was really good. And that's how it was, like all improvised.
That's how Chris the Glove Taylor was born. He was carrying equipment.
And lost the glove.
And AJ said, we need somebody to DJ. Can you DJ? Yeah. You don't have a DJ name? You're the Glove.
Hey, this is incredible to say that Los Angeles, California, the club called Radio, Ice-T was really discovered there. And you gave him a break when he had a record and no one else ever called him to do a show. You went to a record store, pulled up a record, and there was a phone number, and it was Ice-T number, and he answered the phone.
Hey, yo, this is Gorilla.
This was all improvised, guerrilla shit. But we also got along. I mean, there's other knuckleheads that came out, but I got along really well. We saw eye to eye. We did other shit later, but
and what happened is when you come to LA and work with AJ, you hung with AJ. Like AJ was doing graffiti.
You spent the night out with the
explain him. He was just telling me the other night we were at dinner. He said Kaz lived.
So how you meet Grandmaster Kaz in the club radio?
Kaz, we flew them out. We had a little bit of cash.
The Cold Crush?
They was not far. I don't know where they were. They're not far. We brought them
you
over.
rerouted from somewhere local.
Yeah.
And he ended up staying with you, I heard.
Well, he stayed a few months,
Stayed a few months. You can't get rid. They come and never leave.
Look,
he started staying and then we had DST and Kaz, all of them in my house. Actually, then Isla. I mean, there was so many people. I didn't know.
He had a big loft.
Right, you had an apartment and didn't know who the hell was staying in your own house.
There was one rule.
What was the rule?
Do not enter my bedroom at the end of the hallway. These motherfuckers, they were like, I mean, the turntables were spinning 24/7. I don't know who was in there. I went about my business, came back. There was new guys. They kept saying,
but you were the manager of the club. You had people staying in your house. You really didn't know who it was, but number one rule, don't go in my room.
No. He let everybody come over his house, but there's only one rule. But don't go in my room. The house was like a zoo. And tell him the story about Kaz showing up with a bus.
You said a bus?
Oh, yeah, that one.
Did he have a tour bus?
Listen to this story.
That's one of the episodes of many.
I know this.
That's the one
we're not even going into your Afghanistan shit yet. Let's just go into this Kaz story. You're going to enjoy this.
Kaz and there was somebody else with him. I don't know. I think it was JDL. Remember JDL?
Yeah, that was
JDL.
His boy.
JDL. Ha ha.
JDL is
still JDL. He's still.
They come back like at 2:30 in the morning at the house and go, yo, hey, you know what, man? Like, we got some friends. We picked up some Italians, man. I'm like, I look out the window. There's a bus.
A school bus?
Like an MTA bus. Full of Italians. I said, "What, Kaz, man?" It's like, "What's up with the Italians?" He goes, "Man, they got everything, man. We're gonna party." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So all these Italians, they're talking Italian. Ooh, da 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 da. Yeah, but turntables are spinning, and they had a lot of cocaine. And that's when.
So Kaz takes a mirror off the wall, puts it down, and they just was doing blow.
And that's where it happened.
That's what happened. This is the kind of shit that happened in that house.
MTA bus pulls up to your house.
Full of Italians.
Was it stolen?
No, it's one of those like Hollywood
tour buses
full of Italians.
Full of Italians having
at
a
2 in the morning.
Yo,
do you wish you didn't get them to come play for you at this point? You're like, damn, why did I fly them in?
AJ's too cool. This is the coolest person in the world. Like he says, if you come over my house, there's 20 rules, right?
Right.
You going, there's only one rule. Just don't go
so we
in my
can
room.
have fun. So this is it.
Yeah, go have a ball. Just don't come in my room.
But people that would come, that we had a special rapport. I had a special rapport with Kaz. I mean, he played ball all day.
Yeah,
with DST.
Right.
So occasionally he got ID'd by the police crossing the street.
Oh yeah, jaywalking. Yeah. Jaywalking. I got one of those out there in Los Angeles.
So listen. So the movie Breaking comes out. I ended up going on my journey. I haven't seen AJ in 30 years, right? AJ, I always talk about him. And the other podcast, we were talking about him.
Yeah.
Right?
With
so
Kaz.
I get a phone call the other day, and they're like, AJ went through George, pops up on my phones like, yo, I'm in town. I'm doing a film on the globalization of hip hop, and I need to see you. Fuck the film. I just want to see you. So I'm like, man, I'm working, but I gotta see you. So we hooked up, and it was like he was getting in my car 30 years ago. Like he jumps in, same guy, and we just chopped it up. Now, in those 30 years, my life has changed tremendously. I went from a street hustler to now being on TV. But because my life is publicized, even friends that aren't in my life can still see it. They can watch Ice Coco there. They're watching me from afar, and I know that.
Right.
I know that. AJ had fallen off the map. So I asked AJ, what have you been doing? Right? He says, you didn't see when I was kidnapped by Al-Qaeda? This is the first opening line. He says, you didn't see what? So let's start.
Is this for real or that's just
that's real?
What happened when? Tell me your story. What happened in France?
Well, let's say for personal reasons, I left LA at one point.
Okay.
Well,
Right.
you know how
We
it
understand
goes.
that.
You know,
Personal reasons, I
you-
left
you've
LA.
had-
A lot
you've
of
had
Italians
wives
were there.
and girlfriends and
Dog,
kids.
when you
and-
say for personal reasons, I left that town, we leave it at that.
All right,
Okay?
all right,
That's
all right,
it.
All right, okay. And so I showed up there. I didn't know what to do, and I made a movie. I didn't know what a camera. I had no idea.
Right.
Remember, I wasn't into that shit. All of a sudden, that shit like beats all ratings. They said, "You want to stay?" So I became like the on-air host of like the European 60 Minutes.
Do you hear this?
Yeah.
Now, what was the movie about?
The movie was about it wasn't about new drugs like MDMA,
Right.
GHB, all that stuff, but it was done in a thriller way because there was a lot of rapes and people being chased and I mean, it was not had a little bit of drugs, but it was mostly a thriller.
Is there any way somebody could see this film? No.
Maybe
It's not
you gotta-
online?
no, you got to look it up on the net. I don't know. I haven't. Looked
Okay,
it up.
so you make a super movie.
So super movie. I stay at this huge network. We being the on-air host for like the European 60 Minutes, and all of a sudden you start traveling around like Gaza and Somalia and Afghanistan and Pakistan and filing stories, and people see you every week on TV and so on and so
So, all
on.
right, so
at
I just
one
want
point-
everybody to let this sink in.
So this
you
was
start
like
off owning a hip hop club.
But
You
this
move-
is like a 48 hours.
You
that
don't
it's-
lose.
60 minutes.
Oh, 60
60 minutes. He turns out to be, he goes to France and becomes the on-air host for 60 minutes. Let's say that.
Wow.
Now he's traveling all over the world. We're going to all these different places doing stories.
Doing stories. We never lose that hip hop sense of it
Right.
as you travel.
Right.
And so you want to get to the Al Qaeda part, right?
Let's go to Al Qaeda.
Yes,
I mean,
take us in there.
You know what? I'm willing to say that nobody that's listening to this podcast has ever been kidnapped by Al Qaeda. So that's one thing you got. So tell us about this story. The homies are sitting over here leaning forward.
So we're out there and we want to get in bed. I mean, we're about to file a story. The coalition has some problems in Iraq, which obviously we're having. I mean, that
Right.
place is chaos. I mean, that place looks like the poster of Apocalypse Now. It's like
Right.
orange sky and helicopters and smoke.
Mm.
That's what it looks like, and it's
Orange sky.
So we decided to hit this town called Najaf, where they were about to let us hang out with the troops.
Right, you were embedded with who?
The U.S.
101st?
Not the 101st, but it was I forgot. It was
Okay.
89th Airborne or something.
89th Airborne.
And so we're about to go to Najaf, which is a holy city, a Shia holy city. And we get in the car, and there's this convoy is being attacked. So I get out and like, let's film the convoy. And we got separated with the cameraman, and he goes off. He's like a few hundred feet away. And out of the bamboo comes out this
Out of the
SUV
bamboo.
with his guys. You know, they have the robe and the whole thing, and they start wailing at you. Within 2 seconds, you got a blade under your throat, and you're in that SUV on the dirt roads, and they're screaming Allah Akbar, and that was it. That's it.
So where did they
You're done.
take you?
Well, they take you. First place was a madrasa, one of those religious school for children.
Mm-hmm.
They take your clothes off. They put the local robe, so you know, in case when they move you from place to place, you kind of like fit in from afar. They take all your passports and credit cards and driver's
Well,
license.
that's interesting. So they make you look like them so you fit in as they move you around.
Yeah, because there's checkpoints and stuff. So, but they do if they if somehow people are looking for you, find out where you are, you're not there like 2 hours later. So they constantly move you around, maybe twice.
Why did they
twice a
kidnap
day.
you though? Because you were filming?
Because man, you're just worth money. You're just publicity. You're just the enemy.
Mm-hmm. You're infidel. You're not part of them, so they're like, grab them. You know. So now, how many people did they snatch when they snatched you?
They do that all the time.
No, I'm saying at the time when you got snatched.
Oh, there's many groups. There's that group. There's the this group A, group B, group the Islamic Army, the post-Islamic
No,
Army.
I'm saying in your convoy that when you got hit.
That's just me.
Just you.
Just me.
Wow.
That's it. All alone.
Okay, so you actually made it. He was telling me also that like when they behead people, you were on the scene when that happened before, right?
They make tapes. They make you see those videotapes like the Daniel Pearl thing, and there's a poor guy sitting in the front, and all these dudes behind him with like AKs and a big flag. Well,
behind the camera,
the camera, which is what you're looking at, there's like 50, 100 people angry looking at you, and the dude's filming, and they're saying shit. You're like, they're convicting you. And at one point, the Allah Akbar chant starts, and well, lucky I didn't kill me.
So how did you duck that?
I don't know.
No,
when they take your shit, your passport, your wallet, everything. 2 weeks prior to that, I was in Gaza, and I was hanging out with the boss of the Hamas, which is like, to them, it's like
the enemy.
No,
the guy
that's on the front line with the ultimate enemy, Israel. Hamas is fighting the jihad versus the evil.
This is deep, man. This is deep.
So
this is deep.
Now he's on the front line, Mickey.
I somehow got along with the guy. He found out I was born in Bulgaria. Took me to a Bulgarian place in Gaza, which just like, it was some Palestinians that had learned how to make Bulgarian food from Palestinians that worked in Israel. They were working in a soccer stadium. They're migrant workers. At one point, they came home. They opened up. Anyways, took me there. We got along. And he gave me his business card. The boss of the Hamas, and he wrote his cell numbers on the back.
Aren't you still?
He's still captive.
Right, you still captured. How are you gonna get your business card? You don't have any. You have a robe on.
No.
They take your wallet.
He met this guy ahead of time.
2 weeks prior to Iraq, I was in Palestine.
He met the head of Hamas, and homie gave him the business card.
Right, but they took all of his information.
Yeah, but they look at it.
They looked at it.
They look at every single.
It's almost like, let's take it to the hood. You got kidnapped, and inside of your wallet, you got kidnapped by some Zulus, and they open your wallet, and they see Bambada's
right,
card.
they're like, oh no, he's one of us. Right.
Okay, keep going. So they found this.
So no one has the Hamas's boss's cell numbers. Who the fuck is this guy? That's probably what happened. Nobody has that number.
And it broke
Not
down
even the
Bulgarian
Mossad.
food.
Got you. Yeah.
So how did they release you?
Funny thing, they move you around. You went to like 20 different places.
A day?
No, within the whole little stay.
How long were you captive?
A week.
Okay.
At the end of it, they bring you back your wallet. There's not one thing missing. Every single, except the money. It's about $5,000.
Everything's back.
Every single little business card, little matchbox with numbers on it, passport, driver's, everything is as it was. They bring it back. They're very well organized.
So they brought it back to you because of that card that was in there?
That's what he thinks.
I think. I don't know. I mean,
they didn't tell you. You said,
no,
shit, I want out anyway.
I'm going out. Now, when they let you go, did they just drop you off someplace?
Yeah, they drive you back to Baghdad, and they drop you off at this huge mosque that Saddam built with those minarets that look like missiles. Like Saddam built that shit. The Qura mosque, it's called.
Deep.
So they drop you off there. And
This is deep.
Then they call us the special forces to come get you. They come get you with a bulletproof Hummers and shit and take you back to the embassy.
Okay, let's just stop that right there. This is Super AJ. This is the dude who used to run the radio club. And when you leave your friends for 30 years, they go on adventures. You dig? So this is just one of the many adventures of Super AJ. You got everybody over here in trance. Can I hit you with another one? Mickey?
I need it.
Another. This one's even better.
So I send you the links today to read the newspaper.
AJ, anybody listening knows you're telling the truth.
Right. We're going to let them look at it as well.
Yeah, we're going to show the links. Tell them the story about you buying a atomic bomb.
Oh, that got us into a lot of trouble. Oh man.
Yeah, we can get in a lot of trouble.
No, it won't get us in a lot of trouble. It's already happened. Explain it. This is how many friends out there do you have that ever tried to buy an atomic bomb?
Man, that was unique.
How did it start?
It started right after 9/11. Anything Osama was a story. So we found this dude.
So now you're still doing stories for the French 60 Minutes.
Just pretty much started doing this shit. So we found this dude that had worked for the Bin Laden Corporation.
Okay.
And they had, at one point, they had found out that he was a former communist colonel.
Okay.
And they asked him if Osama and his team had asked him if he can get them nuclear waste to make dirty bombs.
So he said that Osama had asked him, could he get nuclear waste?
Yeah, he worked there. They took him to Pakistan. They showed him the caves. They took him to Osama. He shook Osama's hand, blah, blah, blah. And they asked him, hey, can you get us nuclear waste? The guy's freaked out, went back. And we tracked that guy down and went to interview him. Mm-hmm. He's showing us all the pictures of all the little, with him and Osama and the caves and the plane tickets.
This is the part I love.
This is crazy.
He meets a dude, right? And the dude's showing him pictures of Osama. What's he showing on his iPhone?
No, man. He's
check it out. This is me and Osama
pictures.
right here.
No, you should
This
watch
is
it.
crazy.
It's on YouTube. You'll see the guy's showing all his shit. It's funny. It's pretty funny.
Okay.
Anyways, so at the end of the interview, the guy's
I don't think anybody's got a picture with Osama bin Laden. Yo, this is me and Osama. That shit's crazy.
Well,
man.
there's a few people. There's him, and there's some sort of a little tea gathering or whatever they do there.
Were they at a party with Puffy?
They a party with the robes, man, and a bunch of rocks around.
Yo, this is crazy.
That's the truth. I love it.
So that was, and so the end of the interview, he goes, they're really stupid, those guys. I said, what do you mean they're stupid? They can get the real stuff right here. I'm excuse me. So one thing led to another, and it started taking us to all these compounds where the Soviets left
Plutonium
stuff behind. Yeah, it took a while. Because it's really difficult to move that stuff. There's sensors on the roads. You can't just stick it in your car and drive off. The thing just starts going beep beep beep.
Yeah. So what he was explaining to me, Mickey, is that plutonium and all that stuff. If you have it, you can't move it.
You can't
move it
because there's sensors on the roads that'll.
You don't know it, but right now in New York City, there's sensors everywhere, probably along the river and shit. You can't just bring in radioactive shit. Mm-hmm. That's impossible.
Right.
So it took a while. It took a few months, but they brought it by sea.
So you guys decided as the TV network, let's try to buy it.
Yeah. The network I sat on a brown paper bag with a couple of 100,000 on.
Now you said the network. You told me the networks weren't with it, but somebody else inside the scene.
There's the main host of the show. Mm-hmm. He says, fuck the network. Went to his own bank account.
You hear this, Mick?
Yeah, fuck the network.
He ordered US dollars because they only take US dollars in those parts. So I had a big brown paper bag with a couple of 100,000.
This is crazy.
We had to get the money in the country. You just don't walk in with $250,000.
Right.
Without being, noticed. They're corrupted people. There's mobsters. You don't know what the customers might take you in a room and just take the money, and that's it.
Customs and gangsters. Yeah, right.
So it was a little tricky, but we finally got to it. They brought it. It's not very big. It's this big. What is it
So it was enriched. Was it enriched uranium or plutonium?
It was. See, the bomb or the projectile, because this you can shoot out of a cannon. It's called a tactical weapon. It's got a plutonium detonator, the uranium explosive part, and the propulsion mix that makes it. You can shoot it maybe 12 miles radius.
Mm-hmm.
The most, those things. So the plutonium detonator was that part. It's really, I mean, you can't clean plutonium. You're fucked. You have plutonium in the New York subway. You gotta wait 10,000 years before you get it.
Now you said
uranium you can clean.
He told
up.
me the other night. He said I looked at it and I was looking at God, like
You start like can't breathe. You start gagging.
because you just know what that shit is. Now
All of a sudden you realize that fucking the world's end.
it's right in front of you, sitting in a box. Now, didn't you tell me one of the guys that was there got sick?
Yeah, the cameraman. He sort of like wanted to take some really fine shots of it, so he like moved it around and touched it. And we had gone with the guy that designed the shit, some East German commie engineer. I wouldn't have recognized what a fucking...
This is podcast 35. It's getting heated. It's getting
We're
heated.
talking about buying nuclear weapons
It's
right
getting
now.
heated.
And so the dude ran under
Homeland
a tree,
Security might run up in my house right now.
and it was going like, I said, Uwe. That was his nickname. What's up? What happened? He goes, I don't know. Maybe probably 86 model, maybe has leaks. I said, what the fuck, man? I didn't touch it. But
It's the 86 model. It might have leaks.
Yeah, it might leak radioactive activity.
Right.
And homeboy touched it. His red blood cell count went skyrocket for like a week.
Is he alive?
He's good. He's all good. The military has been checking him out. His wife was pissed off at me, obviously, but he is good.
So the story goes on. We not gonna, at the end, Alex does not have a nuclear bomb. The shit ended up in some other scenarios. But didn't you tell me Bruce Willis wanted this story?
They wanted to do a show on that thing. They did a pilot. They wrote a pilot, and then I think there was some problems with the production company. It never got made.
Now,
that part of the business.
The funniest thing about AJ, right, is after meeting him for the first time, Coco says, he says everything so matter of fact. He's just very cool about everything. Anyone else would tell a story, they'll be like, in the bomb. No, he just,
Just so calm and cool
just
about
like,
it. Shit happened. I was kidnapped. Did a week. Gave me back all my stuff.
He's always been like this, though. This is why you could have cats in your house doing blow with Italians. AJ's just the coolest motherfucker. So anyway, you've got a crazy amount of adventures and stuff under your belt. You are one of the people that had a lot to do with Ice-T being here. So anybody who's a fan of me, you owe this guy. What's going on now? Why are you? What's your project you're working on right this moment?
Well, little by little, from 7, 12-minute stories for like 60-minute type of stories, we moved on to the next level, which is movies. So we started doing movies. I don't know if you saw the movie on Tupac.
Yeah, really quickly, tell this story about the movie you did on Tupac and what ended up happening because of it. You becoming the head of...
Oh, yeah, they loved it. I don't know, the Tupac fans out there loved it. They made me honorary president of the Tupac Truth Club.
Tupac Truth
No, they loved it. They loved it. They all said it's the most accurate film made on Tupac.
Where can they see it at? Where can they see it at?
You can see it on YouTube. I'll
And
give you the link.
what's the name of it? The title.
Assassination of an Icon.
The Assassination of an Icon.
Now, trip up this. He gets here. Tell him about the cops calling you. Did you talk to the cops?
Can't give out names.
Okay.
Can't give out.
We won't give out their names,
No,
but
can't do that. But they do call. They called up and wanted to talk to me about Jimmy Henchman. You know who that is, right?
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't go to see him yet.
Yeah. So because of this,
The NYPD.
because of his documentary on Tupac, when he gets to New York, he talking to another cop calls him. He says, "I'm in town." They call him and say, "Yo, we want to talk to you about some other hip hop shit." And he's like, "I don't know nothing about no Jimmy Henchman, but this is how the cops are watching and listening to everything." So because he's an authority on Tupac.
So he might be on the radar for flying.
I told him the cops probably followed him here.
See,
You probably
you can't see them out the window. But
They
I saw
walked them to my
those
house?
2 guys on the tree.
So what's the movie you're doing now that you
Now
shot?
we just got the green light, and it's a film that pretty much explains the mechanics of how hip hop became global and
Gotcha.
and the economics of it. How you are what you are, how Dre got what he is, because they all started from, as
Nothing.
you were saying. I was listening to a Raekwon
Mhm.
podcast. Everybody started in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
And
Play,
nobody
stop.
started in Beverly Hills.
No.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, these people have matter. These people set the tone in culture and fashion and movies. So it's a global economical model. It's the story of that.
That's what Raekwon said. He said, I never thought that I would matter. That
See?
anything I said, and you know, when I did my first album, Rhyme Pays was based around crime pays. You know, I thought crime paid, well, rhyme pays. My next album was called Power, and that was because I did not realize my words had power. I didn't know that I would be able to say something in LA and go to Japan and the people would be listening to me. And
I think we should all take note to that, man. If Malcolm X would have made a record, it'd have been bigger than writing a book. When you make a record, it actually hits all the states, 52 states in one day you can hit. Now we can hit global, as you said, from the internet.
That's 7 billion people.
Yeah, so voices are very, very powerful. Only Ice-T can tell what's going on in L.A. Because once again, you had a club called Radio. We never heard of it. We were in New York. So we don't know what's happening.
if I
over
say it
there.
in a record,
You said it in the record. Now we start to look and see what he's talking about. Maybe not that day, but years later, let's just use the cop killer. Oh, that's messed up. He's saying cop killer. But then when you see the Rodney King, you're like, oh, smack. Ice-T was talking about something. We was not knowledgeable to know what's going on in his.
knowledgeable mictionary.
We're not. We don't know what's going on in his town, so we can't say, oh, he's saying the right thing. We're partying over here. We're partying and having fun, but other markets.
Hip hop, because it's talking, is kind of like the best way to transfer ideas and things. It's not, we're not singing, we're saying what we live and stuff. And it's a great conduit where people can hear what's going on in France or hear what's going on in New York and all that stuff. So now when you look at somebody like an AJ, who was very important in that, to go and have outrageous stories to tell that nobody else could tell because he was basically the head of a news company.
True.
Out there, a spokesperson. Now to come back and do a story on the globalization of hip hop, the money, how did it happen?
The politics.
The politics.
The fashion. It's a global thing.
But when you really
everything there's a price tag on it now.
But when you really think about it, most art does come from poverty and pain. Most art.
Country does.
Yeah, country, western,
And that's rap.
It comes from a struggle. It comes from it. Art, pain, when you're going through it, you're at almost your most artistic moment. People always ask me, wow, you're living good. How can you even write anymore? How can you be creative?
Because you remember.
Also, I might be the one person living good and all my friends are still fucked up. So they're like, you're the spokesperson. Talk for me. But my point is, people don't think you can be artistic from an affluent place. When you have everything given to you, you've done it, there's no art anymore. Art is pain. I used to say, like Coco put on her heels and she'll say, fashion is pain. I got to it's that struggle. But when is this movie supposed to go into full production?
We started today. I don't know if you noticed, sort of.
Right.
It's really going to kick in next month.
Okay.
Shooting should take a couple of months, really.
And this is a Canal 1 production?
Canal Plus.
Excuse me.
And
Icenary.
Like the HBO of Europe.
Right.
And then there'll be part 2, which will be a world distribution. I don't know, we'll see. Whoever's out there, HBO, Netflix, this, that, Paramount, whoever wants it, they'll get it.
Well, you know what, AJ, man, I'm just glad to see you, baby, man. I want to talk to you. My boys are sitting over there saying, man, give us some more of that adventure shit, because you probably seen a lot of shit. And you're so intelligent, you know, you do know a lot of things that, you know, that's what it's all about, exchanging information. We call it building here. You know, me and you, we could pick your brain for hours about all that Al-Qaeda stuff. That stuff's crazy, because you watch it on the news, but to talk to somebody that's actually been there, boots on the ground, as they say in the military, that's crazy. That's crazy. So
well,
look.
You went through some crazy shit too.
Yeah, I've been through some crazy shit.
Because you and I went through what we went through,
right?
It's who we are today, somehow part of it. And this is why we're still here.
It gives you soul. It gives you soul. People always say, well, Ice, who do you deal with? I say, I deal with people that got soul. You know what soul means to me, Mickey? You've been through something.
Mm-hmm.
If you ain't never been through something, you ain't got no soul. You might look at a poor person on the corner and be like, well, get a job. You don't have any compassion because you ain't never been through it. A soulful person realize how easy that could be them. You know, when you see things.
Trading places, baby.
You understand things. And you've been through a lot of shit. I've been through a lot of shit. My wife's been through a lot of shit. People don't know, oh, Coco, you've always had. No, Coco grew up with her mother taking care of her and her sister. Her mother had cancer. She been through some shit. And that gives you soul. That gives you that ability to appreciate what you have and to stay in the game, baby. So it's an honor, baby. He was hugging me the other night. He's like, Ice, you know, it's 30 years, man.
That's crazy.
And you got to see Kaz the other night. Well, how was it seeing Kaz?
Oh, Kaz. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna brag, but I ain't gonna lie. His son comes out. Because I call him up. Like, there's a mob outside.
Right.
He goes, oh, he's right behind me. He never gets up for no one. You must be a very important person to him.
Right.
So he was happy. He was happy. He was like, had tears. And
yeah.
We were hugging.
You're part of our life, AJ. You're part of our life, you know? So we about to get back into this podcast. You with it? We got a couple more segments.
Couple more minutes. Come on, baby. Yeah, man.
All right.
Y'all heard the voice of AJ, baby.
Super
Y'all need to check
AJ.
him out, baby. That's the Club Radio in Los Angeles, California. And guess what? Just listen to it again. Maybe you hear what he said.
And also, check out the assassination of an icon.
And that's
his
Tupac.
film on Tupac Shakur. How about that? Is philosophy.
Oh, God.
Philosophy is brought to you from the Final Level Twitter page, where I do this thing called the Daily Game. And, you know, players love to give each other game to help them, you know, work their way throughout life.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the daily games, I said, no one can judge you because everybody in their life has done some dumb shit or had some fucked up shit happen to them. So there's nothing you can really say to anybody that they can judge you. You can say, oh, wow, my boyfriend left me. Your girlfriend's going to be like, oh, my boyfriend left me. You know, it's like, how long can you, no matter what you did, you know, I got drunk the other night. I wrecked my car. You'd be like, shit, I remember the night I was drunk. I didn't wreck my car, but it could have happened to me. So don't worry about people judging you. And people that are judgmental, fuck them. How you feel about it, Mick?
I say fuck them too, B, because they haven't been through what you've been through. Why judge you if they don't know?
No. They have probably been through it. They're just not fessing up to it. You know
they're
what I'm
liars. They're liars.
How you feel about people that are judgmental?
You know, I don't know. There's a lot of them judge without knowing. That's the problem. That's the problem. They start talking shit, saying shit behind your back. Cost you sometimes because of what they're saying. And this is what I hate most about it. People talking behind your back. Judging without knowing.
They always say you don't judge a man till you walked in his shoes. Even as far as races and cultural, I say before you talk about somebody, go live with their family for a week. Just go live in their life. Go. Before I say Mickey don't watch movies, let me go become Mickey for a week and see his life. And then I might understand
it. Right.
You know, one of the models on this show, we always say, is tell me and I'll hear, show me and I'll see, involve me and I'll understand. You know? So we believe here that people that are judgmental are motherfucking suckers. Fuck them. You dig? Everybody has done some real stupid shit. I saw someone on the internet the other day. They said, thank God I'm in my 50s and I did all my dumb shit before the internet. You know? And everybody has had some fucked up shit happen to them. Have had somebody do low to them or cross them and had some bullshit happen to them. Everybody is, if you haven't gone broke, you've come close to going broke. We've all done really dumb shit. So don't judge people. A lot of times you'll see young people doing crazy shit. Well, go take a picture of you when you were that age. You were doing dumb shit too.
And that's what I say. Exactly, man. You know, you did things as you grow up. Now you try to judge the next kid. You can't do that. Have a talk to him if you think there's something wrong. Right. Don't judge him. You don't know what he's going through.
It's because we've all done some dumb shit or had some fucked up shit happen to us. And that's the daily game, and that's philosophy. This next segment on podcast number 35 with Super AJ and Mick Benzo is one of Mickey's favorites. It's called I'm Not a Hater,
But I Hate Shit.
And we all know what a fucking hater is, and I hate haters, okay?
Envious nigga, jealous person. I mean, just envy the next man for no reason.
One day we were talking the other day, me and Mickey were talking, I said I kind of divide the word jealousy and envy up because jealousy has to do with love to me. You know, you're jealous of this girl. You're jealous of that person taking your man. That's jealousy. You know, if you think somebody, but envy is just looking at somebody and wanting to be in their position and don't feel they should have what they want. So there are two words. I mean, they're interchangeable, but jealousy and envy.
More like it, yeah.
Motherfucking envious motherfuckers that just acts like suckers. So those are haters. Fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. Okay? And then kill them, fuck them, dig them up, fuck them, reincarnate them, fuck them. Okay, so that's how we feel about
envy his ass, but we still hate. We
hate
don't,
shit.
Yeah,
AJ,
you know,
you walked in here today with a little toilet paper on your cheek. What do you hate?
It's that thing, man. You ever like walk into a bathroom,
right?
And all of a sudden your bathroom, or
right.
You're visiting a friend and you walk into their bathroom. And you want to shave,
right?
And there's no
real razor.
No, there's that old pink lady thing.
She probably
out there, and that's the only thing.
But she probably shaved the vagina, and you're gonna use the old pink one.
But you gotta shave.
But you gotta shave. You gotta be somewhere. You gotta do something. So you're out there like hustling, like trying to get it. And you end up with a bunch of toilet paper on your face.
And you butcher your face.
So you're not a hater, but you really hate fucked up razors.
That's right. A bad shave because you only shaving because you want to look good.
I bet you that happened to you.
Oh my God.
To you, I want putting a toilet paper on your face trying to stop that bleeding, and you had to be somewhere.
Put little stickums.
It wouldn't be bad if you were shaving not to go anywhere. You're always shaving to go somewhere, and you're doing everything you can to glue, and the shit just wound you. I'll tell you a fucked up shaving
Ice-T story.
Here's one. When I was young, I thought I was growing a little goatee or something, right? So they told me if you shave it, it'll grow back
faster.
But I just had a little bit of peach fudge, so I tried to shave, but I couldn't tell. You know, the razor's so sharp, I couldn't tell if it was cutting. So I did this and I cut off my eyebrow. Because I could see the hair. Now I look like goddamn Big Daddy Kane in some goddamn body. So you think that's funny because I shouldn't have been shaving. I didn't know what I was doing. I might have been in the 7th grade or some dumbass thinking I'm growing a beard. I understand that.
Well, I get what AJ's saying. Them dull ass razors cutting up your face, man. They should make the razors that can last a little longer.
I hate fucked up shaves, and that also translates to any time you're trying to look good and something goes wrong. I hate that. How about going out, you know, and you get your pants bust open, or your zipper gets stuck, or like Coco, a heel will break right when we're walking into the premiere. It's like,
fuck them, walking without none.
It's bad. But shaving, you could really cut off your fucking lip or some shit.
Yeah, AJ, you was fucked up earlier.
Girls do it too.
You was fucked up earlier, man.
Yeah, you came in with
That's
a whole.
all I gotta say,
you
man.
You look like Santa Claus. You had so much white
It's that
paper.
Jersey sunshine that fixed it up, man.
Oh, that's fucked up. You look like somebody jumped you, AJ. You got
I
beat
thought
yourself.
Al-Qaeda was coming to get you from over here. Damn, they'll beat you up. And you got away again. You got away.
They used to shave
No,
us
I
in the
think
military.
AJ said what he really hates too is shaving, but he really hates, coming to New York City, hailing down a cab, putting your hand in the air, taxi, and
No,
the
he said that
cab pull
happens in
over.
France.
Oh, that happens in Paris, man, and in New York as well. You just
Right.
yeah.
But they pull up,
Raise your arm, you like hail a
right,
cab,
and they
got-
pull up and ask you where
you
you're
going.
going.
Where you going?
I
I'm
hate
going
that shit.
where I'm going, motherfucker.
Right, you're out here to work. I hate that
Where
shit.
you going? You're
Right.
driving where you driving?
Right, you're driving,
You're driving
to pick
me,
us up.
so you're going where I'm going, asshole.
So you're not a hater, but you
now
really
Alex
hate
is
that
white.
shit.
Alex is white. So now black people, we think it only happens to us.
No, we pull up, they ask us where you going. You say Brooklyn. They say we off duty. You said, sir, the sign wasn't off. They say we're off duty.
Well, legally, if you get in the back seat of the car, they got to take you, right?
Where they told you that at?
Legally.
Right, where they told you that. That's some shit that they don't even exercise. That's just some shit they say.
I wasn't even going to a shady neighborhood. I was going like on Chambers and West Broadway.
That wasn't enough
At the
money. It was only-
Tribeca Film Festival.
But it was only 4 blocks. They want to make more money.
No,
than
man, I
shit.
was on 82nd.
I was in a fucking cab with Saladin Crushmaster back in
Trust
the day.
that's a solid D.
And then
boy.
we get in the car, and out of nowhere, he goes to the cab driver, "You got a gun? I feel like murdering a motherfucker right
So
now."
that can
I
scare
said,
the
"Let me
shit out
out.
of him.
Okay, I'm getting out at the next exit,
That
Saladin.
could
Why
scare
did you
the
just
shit out of
threaten
somebody.
The motherfucking cab driver. I just felt like it, Ice. You got to watch your homies that just feel like scaring people at any moment. That's what they do. When you're not around, now you're around and they're doing it, like walking up to people like, "Give me your money."
Yeah, that ain't cool.
I'm just fucking with you.
No, that ain't funny. That shit ain't
By
funny.
now, the dude has had a cardiac arrest, and Saladin looks,
Crushmaster look like a goddamn baby gorilla.
he looks like death. Like if you
Scary looking.
if you see him, is my phone over there?
Scary
Coco,
looking.
is my cell phone over there? I want to show you what Saladin looks
You
like.
should have seen the security at Kaz's party last night.
No,
That
that was actually, it was at the door. Bam Bam was at the door.
Bam, bam.
Yeah, Bam Bam, and we
It's
had
just some dangerous dudes.
Zulu warriors were there. They
He
dressed
told me
nice.
it was a cop.
No, that's Bam Bam.
He is massive,
He's big and ugly and can fight.
and he.
I love him.
You do not
I love him.
wanna
Bam Bam, we
cross-
talking about you. I love him.
Hey, so AJ, man, thanks for being on Podcast 35.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be here. After all,
After 30 goddamn years, you ran back into your boy Ice-T.
right?
Yeah, and this is
But you've been following him. He's no longer in the record stores. He's on the internet now.
on TV,
He's
nigga.
on TV at the movies, man.
Stop
Shit,
fucking
man.
around.
Yo.
We got a couple of big announcements on the way out of here, AJ. We are still promoting and heavily promoting the Art of Rap Festival. This is Mickey's baby. It will happen on what day?
July 18th and July 19th in Los Angeles, California. The artofrapfest.com.
Which is a spinoff from my movie, The Art of Rap. And we're just trying to bring hip hop back to, the front lines. All the
What is it
Art
about?
of Rap Fest.
Artofrapfest.com.
Get your tickets.
Tickets are selling. No.
What,
Tickets
it's a
are.
concert? What is it?
It's a festival,
It's a
sir.
festival.
Where you have hip hop, you got breakdancers, you got graffiti, you got MCs, you got DJs.
Got the Cold Crush Brothers.
And we even got a photo booth to take a picture for free for you. Go get your little 4 pictures. May even have some bikers, doing some jumps and every. The festival will take place. 2 of them, July 18th and July
In
19th.
Los Angeles, California.
And tickets are selling. So do me a favor, get yours so you don't be left outside.
I got an email from John Reese. He told me how many tickets sold in 1
Yeah,
hour.
in one hour.
We're not gonna say it.
No, we don't put
We ain't
numbers
gonna
on
jinx it.
We
But
ain't
the
put no-
tickets are
no,
selling.
we're selling for real. And by the end of the day, we did a hell of a good job, man.
Yeah.
For
So-
one day.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's one news. The Art of Rap Festival. Here's another news.
Oh, I
don't-
want to talk about this other news, man.
I don't know if you guys looked on the internet, but we've been holding our tongue. But all the Ice Loves Coco fans, we will be back on TV coming up in August this summer. Ice-T and Coco are going to be doing a
Do you
show.
know what television network you're
on
going to be
Fox.
on? Oh, at Fox.
Whoa,
Kill Game, let's go.
Voilà.
We are doing a show called Ice and Coco, which will be a daytime talk show.
Oh, shit. This is going to be bananas.
Daytime talk show.
This going to be
Daytime
bananas.
talk show, a daily
daytime
daily
talk show.
This shit is
Where
going to be bananas.
You saw Oprah.
Yeah.
Okay. You seen Ellen.
Oh, yeah.
You seen
Queen
Ricky
Latifah.
Lake.
You seen Queen Latifah.
You seen Queen Latifah. You seen Jerry Springer.
Oh,
Wendy.
Yeah. You seen Wendy.
But you have not seen Ice and Coco.
Is it going to be
You
Ice
haven't-
Loves Coco? Or
No, it's Ice and Coco. We are the first married interracial couple ever to host a talk show.
So what's the name of the show? Ice and Coco?
Ice and Coco.
That not Ice Loves Coco?
Just Ice and Coco.
Okay, well, Ice and Coco it is.
Like
Fox.
Kelly and Regis.
Oh, shit.
Ice and Coco
On Fox TV?
on Fox TV. What
Damn.
we did, we got picked up for a test run.
Are you going to be like at 10 o'clock at night?
What are you going to talk about?
Daytime talk, motherfucker. We're gonna talk about everybody. We might have you come on and interview you again.
Oh, the interracial thing?
No.
we're talking about
We're going
everything.
to talk about that kind of shit right on TV, man.
He's got a beautiful interracial baby. Him being Bulgarian and his wife is African, a princess
You
African.
been fucking black folks?
for years.
African, baby, African.
African. But we can get into that. But we're not. The fact that it's me and Coco are interracial.
Ange, baby, her name is Ange, like an angel.
Ange.
You love her, don't you?
Yeah. Oh no, she's a beautiful.
Once
baby.
you go black, you never go back, baby.
Hey, there you go. The sisters in the room are throwing their hands up. Wave your hands in the air, girls. But listen. What I'm trying to say is,
So
Stay
you got
tuned.
you got a daytime TV show on Fox TV. Seriously, it's gonna be Ice and Coco, not Ice Loves Coco. So it's different than the Ice Love Coco show. So it's a talk show.
yeah, exactly.
That's nice.
And we're gonna sit down. We're gonna have
Y'all gonna
guests.
get guests come through?
We're not doing the big celebrity thing. We're doing normal people. We're gonna bring sisters on and people that have little relationship issues. We're gonna have.
It's gonna be like a Jerry Springer. People get to fight.
We hope no. And ain't nobody gonna fight around me.
Okay.
You throw a punch, I'm jumping in.
Okay.
You dig?
Okay,
So
just making sure.
it's just gonna be fun. We're gonna try to bring a show out that's. It's not gonna be as raw as this podcast. It can't be. This is the rawness. The
Right.
podcast will continue, so you can get your X-rated iced tea. It'll be a little cut on it, but it will still be our humor. You know. You watch. This is my thing. You watch talk shows, right?
Correct.
You got a woman on there
Right.
telling women about relationships, but she ain't got no man.
We ain't gonna talk about who it is though. Don't give it up though.
Well, neither of them do. Ellen ain't got one, or Oprah. They ain't
Well,
got no
then
man.
just leave them alone, cause this is Ice and Coco.
Well,
But I'm just saying. Well, listen,
We ain't a
all right,
hater, but
look,
we
I'm
hate
not a
shit,
hater.
all right?
I'm just saying, you got women listening, even not them. Let's not even talk about them. We love the Oprah,
I
love
think
the
this gonna
Ellen.
be good,
but let's
though.
just talk about these relationship experts. I don't know who they are. So then you got the guy who's sitting on there, and there's the guy telling you how fly he is with women, but there's no one there to check his bullshit. So by us being with each other,
I don't
all
think
the
they
time,
have. I don't think they ever did one with a husband and wife.
this is
though.
what I'm talking about.
A husband and wife.
So you'll get to see
Ice
our-
and Coco.
You get to see the way we interact. It's going to be fun. It's going to be hip. It's going to be funky.
Hey, they may see me on there, right?
You? Now, you know what? We honestly...
I'm married.
Why you pointing at Andre? The producer of the
No, no.
show sitting
Oh,
here.
he's in
He's
there
looking...
now?
Mickey-
I'm just saying, I'm married.
Let me tell you like this.
I'm married.
Andre is powerful, right? Andre is president of Final Level Entertainment. But
Right,
he
right.
ain't powerful enough to get you on that show. That's...
Andre was my
I'm the
friend
boss.
too.
I'm the boss. Mickey, you can come on.
Hey, I
No,
got a wife. I'm married.
but nobody knows you.
The fuck are you talking about? I got 6 fans on this motherfucking podcast. Those are my fucking fans.
Now, and
6
you know
of them.
what? We might have a thing where we come on and we talk about the podcast. We don't know. But what I'm saying is we aren't doing celebrities. We're just doing normal people. And
All right,
you know,
and see, you're doing normal people. That means that I should be on it. I'm
you were
normal.
on Ice Loves Coco, right?
But I was a celebrity then.
But you were on Ice Loves Coco.
I was a celebrity then. Now I'm nobody again, so I want to be on a nobody show. We
are going to have people from Ice Loves Coco on the show.
Okay.
So you might be able to do a walk on as my buddy and just part of the because you got fans from that show.
All right, I like that. All right. So guess what, though? There's a Fox TV show coming in the daytime called Ice and Coco.
Yes.
Not Ice Loves Coco, but Ice and Coco
Ice and
on
Coco
Fox TV.
are
Husband and
Normal
wife.
people's gurus.
There you
Husband
go.
and wife.
Thank you, Alex.
They're coming.
He said they are normal people's gurus.
They're coming.
That's what's happening. Okay, so stay tuned for that. That'll happen in August. We're going to shoot that in July after we go on tour with Body Count in the summer. We're going all over Europe. That's some more shit we'll talk about. BC. Alex, you see what it's like when you come on my house? It's madness. And Coco's making tacos and shit's jumping off. Toya's over there eating and it's wine. And it's,
Yeah, my wife just eating ain't off me a goddamn thing.
because you
neither.
can't eat while we podcasting.
Oh,
People
yeah.
said they got a
Our
problem with
boss,
that.
Alex, said, don't eat while you doing this show because they hear you
They hear you-
smacking. They hear you smacking.
You can hear me if I eat this?
This is the Final Level Podcast number 35. We're going to tell you once again, tell a friend to tell a friend. It's free. IceTFinalLevel.com. Stitchers, YouTube, SoundCloud. See us. Hey, look, man. I got to go, man.
I'm out of here like Alice got a nuke.
Yay. Peace.
That's how I'm living. 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 That's how I'm living.